Welcome back, hunters. I'm the SurvivalVis, and we returned to Way of the Hunter. So, thanks to the comments that came in last weekend, I shouldn't say it's my plan, it's more Danger Floof came up with a pretty good plan for how I'll tackle Way of the Hunter towards, the Aurora Shore DLC and stuff. So I'm going to do one more weekend here on Transylvania, show it off a bit more. Next weekend, we're going to head back to Nez Perce and try to focus and clear out the story if we can, because I think I'm like 3/4 of the way through, if not a little further. But we'll try and clear that out, and then once those are all done, we'll move on to a little break with the Hunter Classic for a weekend or two, show off the wood grouse, some stuff there, and that basically means we'll have had all of Way of the Hunter ongoing, wrapped up, a little break and breather, and then we can come in fresh for the Aurora Shores DLC. So today, we're just going to go a little bit wandering around, see what we can hunt down in Transylvania here. I do want to check my loadout, because one of the things is, for the callers, like, yeah, I've got a hunting tier 6, and the crossbow covers 2 to 5, so that is completely fine to be held there. I don't really need multiple things of the binoculars, so I'm just going to probably equip the one there. I still feel like these slots are really, like, not used for anything, so I'm hoping eventually we'll see some other gear that maybe we'll get use for. Like, maybe it'll even be something simple, like, say, a cover scent, or putting up stands, or something of the like. I do want to take a look at the collars. These ones, that will work on brown bear and jackal. I don't know if I want to pick anything else up, though. Like, it really feels right now we could use, instead of the binocular slots, we could use a couple more collar slots. Because, like, the roe deer one, the grunt collar, and the red deer. See, I'm trying to think of which one I would want to swap out. The problem is, each of these collars really only works for, like, one species. And of course, it's the one I don't take that I'm going to have something else, like, come along for. Because the predator collar, though, will work for badgers, brown bears, wolves, and jackals, I'll probably keep that one with us. This one only does work for the fallow deer, but we have come across a few of them. And this one will only work for the red deer. But again, actually, you know what? Maybe I'll change this out for the roe. Because the red deer is a tier 6 animal, so I'll probably more likely use the rifle on it. And everything else, I'll be able to use the crossbow to call in, so I think that should be okay. We'll also take a look at the map, because we're going to head up to... I don't think Kartatskus, we kind of were around there, I think, last... Was it last weekend, or was it, like, the lost that I kind of realized nothing was going on? Maybe I'll head up... You know what? I'm going to head up to Prombars, because I really do like the surroundings for this cabin and this spot. But instead of going onto the road, we're going to see about going across the river and try more, like, hiking trails, off-road, stuff like that. So yeah, we're back here. It is pretty late. I actually want to quickly check in the encyclopedia. I mean, this is one thing I probably should have done much earlier, but is to take a look at things like the eating time for a lot of the animals. Like, I know it'll vary quite a bit, but if we can get a period where we know a lot of species are more active at, like, some of their general need zones, that'll clue me into the time of day I should be going out. So for red deer, we've got 5 a.m., we've got 3 a.m. for the brown bear, boar is 5 a.m., fallow is 5. Okay, I'm seeing a pattern here. A lot of the... Actually... It's literally exactly the same for those ones brought forward. I think even for there, too. Yeah, it is. Okay, I didn't realize that. So one of the things that I should have been doing and checking is figuring out, like, the most optimal time to going out trying to go for species. So it's basically middle of the... Well, I shouldn't say middle of the night, but it is pretty late, so we're not going to go out right now. But we are going to sleep and probably see about going out maybe 4:45. It is still going to be probably pretty dark out. Yeah, it's pretty dark out, but the thing is... let me get the headlight on. Is it H? There we go. Yeah, my thinking is, if we're going out while things are more, like, out in their need zones or their feeding zones, we'll have a better chance coming across them. That is something I should have paid much closer attention to. I think it's more the Hunter Classic. You can kind of go out any time of day, and it doesn't matter as much. But when you do have the need zones, it is something you should try to look and see if there's a pattern of, like, what time the animals are doing their activities. And if you want to try maybe wandering around, seeing what you can find, go off of those times. But yeah, we've got the tier 6 rifle. If we do have animals we can call in, we got the crossbow for it. We'll try and see how we do. I know I really need to be careful with the zeroing on the crossbow. Like, it was completely dumb luck I managed to even hit that jackal at the end of last weekend. I mean, don't get me wrong, I will happily take that because it was a 4-star rated one, but it was also one with a huge margin for error that I could have completely missed and just, like, did very bad with. But I think one of the things hunting games do for archery equipment is to kind of make it more rewarding to use these, is to up the power they can kind of, like, do against animals. Like, the Hunter Classic was like that as well. I think Call of the Wild was also like that, where bows and that... Oh, you know what? Let me turn on Hunter Sense just in case. For all of the archery stuff where you do need to be in close range, the weapons are more powerful to say, this is kind of your reward for doing all the steps right. Whereas reality, I don't think any archery equipment is going to super be better than, like, a firearm. I mean, granted, the calibers will play a big role in that, but, I mean, just common sense-wise, I think gunpowder is going to beat stick and string any day. But that's kind of where you have the incentive if you want to use archery stuff in hunting games, is if you can manage to get close and get the shots placed, you maybe better odds are that they will take the animal down quicker, or there's more power to them. Of course, the shot does need to be placed correctly for it to happen, and as we saw with the red deer last weekend, I need to really, really work on getting those shot placements right. We'll just keep going about, see if we hear anything. Spotting anything is probably not going to be all that easy until we get more daylight out. I figure if animals are at their feeding zones, maybe they'll make a bit of noise, or we'll get some indication they're out and about. It's kind of one of the hard things where, as much as I'd like to go right bright, sunny daylight, see everything we can, it's also the time when the animals might not all really be all that active, except for, like, certain spots. Like, if I do quickly check the encyclopedia again, what are they kind of doing midday? Like, let's go say Mouflon, because I know they have... Yeah, they're basically sleeping through the afternoon, or they're getting a drink early in the morning. So I'd probably say, like, anything from 10 o'clock to maybe 1500. Majority of animals might just be sleeping somewhere, so you're not likely to have encounters that easily with them. That might be one of the reasons why it's felt like the map has been sometimes sparse for activity, is because I've been going about when everything's asleep or trying to rest. But hopefully if I'm going a little bit more early morning like this, when they're supposedly out feeding, I'll be able to hear or get some more results. Now that would work best, again, if I knew where a lot more of the feed zones were for animals, but I figure we'll just kind of try some roaming and see. And with how dark it is, you actually can't really tell a difference if I do have the Hunter Sense activated or not. That is also something that I'm wondering if maybe I'm kind of like leaning too much on a crutch with. Is like, after I can clear out the story stuff for Nez Perce and we start Aurora Shores fresh, I wonder if I should try to take the game to a higher difficulty to try to, like, not rely so much on that stuff. I know it is a little bit weird for myself because a lot of... Well, I mean, I shouldn't say a lot of hunting. Well, maybe a few hunting games give the player at least, like, a way of helping with their senses or knowing what's up around them a little bit more. Like, the Hunter Classic did have Little Hunter Mate PDA that, if there were calls, you would have that go off. You get track information by finding them, finding tracks. Call of the Wild did have, like, you would be able to locate... Well, maybe not locate, but you'd, like, hear calls and you kind of zone into where the general direction it was from. And even Carnivore's Dinosaur Hunt would give you, like, the little sensitivity meters on the Hunter Mate. Or whatever you want to call that little handy gadget. About, like, if something was picking up by scent or sight. Or... Actually, it was scent, sight, and hearing. The top 2 meters were, I believe, sight and sound. And then scent was was supposedly the little wind indicator icon would flash red. But I can't remember if that was, like, properly working or not last I played. But yeah, they usually try to seem to give the player a little bit of a feedback system in some way to know, or be better equipped for, like, the animals having so much sensitivity towards you. Which can be both helpful and hurtful, because it's helpful getting your bearings, but it might also be... It's harder to adjust going higher difficulty to lose some of that if you've been so reliant on it. I think it's something I would like to give a shot to when we do start Aurora Shores. Just to try and see. Like, I'm actually surprised... we haven't really gone too far. And, okay, so we did have... Okay, there's just drinking zone for them back there. There was actually the Mouflon drink zone up there. There's something way up on the mount. Yeah, way up on the mountain. I'm thinking it's probably like a hunting stand. Or maybe even like a vista point. I just want to keep along this side. At least if we're going down this general direction, it seems like the wind's going to be blowing off to... Ooh, hello. Eurasian badger. Maybe I'll follow these for a little bit. This might be like a drinking zone for them. But with the predator call in our setup, you seem to be able to call in animals very close in this game. So if I can even, like, hear them making some sound or something, I might be able to try to use the crossbow to take one down. I do have to admit, one of the nice things is that you don't have to keep buying new ammo for yourself. All you basically have to do is stop his inventory spot, and it fully reloads you, or restocks you. That was something... Hunter Classic, I can see why they did it, because, like, free to play in that. Call of the Wild... I guess you could kind of see why they'd want to do it in some way, but it was also something where you could quickly mistake you had the wrong ammo type, or you ran out. Okay, now that's kind of interesting. I saw that the tracks... Okay, you know what? I'm going to stand up. Let me get back to where these tracks were. Ooh. I think I keep pressing the auto run by accident, or the auto walk. Okay, so where were... The tracks weren't this far back. Were they? No. Yeah, I didn't think the tracks were, like, this far back for us going. I just thought Okay, yeah, so that is... Okay, 100 cents on. I was just trying to see them and figure out if I could find, like, the path or the trail they're all along. Maybe that would help me clue in a little bit and could find, like, one of their need zones. I thought maybe there'd be, like, right at the water's edge, but... Yeah, I'm not seeing anything like that. Or at least none of the flashing to, like, pick up need zone on the map. And it should be... Yeah, it should be prime time for anything that's out and about to be eating. Or at least it should be for the deer species. It's hard to say about, like, the foxes, jackals, stuff like that. I should be a bit cautious, too. Let me I think this is around the area where, when I've driven up a lot, we've come across a few brown bears just on this side of that little, like, basin here. So I don't want to be too quick, but I do want to keep, like, progressing through the area and just see if I can come across anything. Yeah, it's still pretty dark with how things are. I was just like... Okay, yeah, the stones are deliberately placed like this. Old bridge, perhaps? Just because, like, it has the little wall here. Although I do admit, one thing that is a little odd here, I don't know if it's just, like, with a recent update, but when I go to, like, change stance, yeah, the light flickers for some reason. Well, is that, like, just a fish ladder of sorts? Possibly. Yeah, so far nothing really standing out or making any sounds. That is the one aspect of the game where I don't know if it would feel a little bit... Like, it'd probably make it feel more game-like than real-life-wise, but a little bit more audio from the animals. I know some wouldn't really be that vocal with that, but it just feels like it might be something to help you get a feel for there is things around you or not. Okay, I'm going to start walking back south along the road here. Like, supposedly there is like a badger eat zone. Although, what time do they generally eat at? I'm not even sure about that. 3 o'clock, so... It's possible they might be going towards somewhere to drink. But I think that is definitely, like, my big thing I've got to try. I'll probably have to adjust instead of doing, like, my free roam hunts. They are more specific species, plotting out the time, going to their need zone at the correct time to try to get them. And there is still that elk from Nez Perce out there and the one whitetail buck. Although, truth be told, for as long as the series has been going on for... It might not be, like, a terrible track record. Like, I do hate that I have kind of, like, abandoned them and left for a while to go off and be doing other stuff. But when I consider, like, the entire run of episodes I've done for Way of the Hunter, it's only been those two animals, I think, that I haven't been able to, like, make amends properly on. So it's not the worst track record out there. Not a great one either, but... not absolutely atrocious. Now, I'll keep the headlight on for a little bit longer, just because we are still getting this... You know, hearing the trees creak. You can see sunrise on the horizon out there, so... we'll keep going and see. I'm starting to hear, like, the world waking up in a way. Trees creaking and groaning, the birds starting to call. It's just that there's not a single animal call that we've heard yet. Oh, looks like we do have droppings from something. Oh. Okay, there was something backing up there, but I scared it off with just like walking down the road. Okay, look, probably red deer? Yeah. Okay, so my guess is like back up there where all the bubbles were. There are a few red deer out in the bush. Oh, jeez, hi. You know what? Let me... Okay, the game is weird at times. Like, that right there is a prime example. The red deer that were, like, 150 meters off bolt like that. The jackal is, like, probably not even 60 feet or so away from us. It's like it's clueless to us being here. I don't know how that kind of operates or works. I don't know if we'll be able to bring him back, but we'll try. Oh, okay, so... yeah, I've got a jackal there. I know there was the one over here, and it sounds like we've even got wolves. Actually, you know what? If I can... let me focus on the wolves, because is it this map that has the objective? Yeah, harvest an unspooked gray wolf from... wait, that's 80 meters or more. Well, I can still try for that. I don't know... yeah, where that little jackal that we saw on the road went off to, but... that was a little bizarre to have him just, like, pass by. Maybe that's even something I should be doing... oh. Okay, that's just the jackal. How far is she? You know, she is very close. Okay, he's a... I don't know how he got alerted to me. Like, again, it's kind of weird. And she's... oh. Okay, what was that went running by? Like, yeah, I feel like there's something a little bit weird when it comes to the animal senses in a way. Like, I don't know what those things I saw rushing by were. I'm not sure if they were jackals or they were wolves. I'll try... okay, let me try another call. Yeah, like, I feel like I'm getting approached on all sides, so I'm going to focus on the wolves. I can kind of get to a decent enough little spot. Well, actually, I think I see one out there. Yeah, okay, so there's a young male. There's a female. Okay, maybe I have to be the one to try initiating calls more so than letting the animals do it naturally. So yeah, we got... okay, see, how is he alerted at 240 to 260 away? Let me just crawl a little bit more. Now, maybe it's trying to register, like, alerted as in, like, the call? Gave it away, but I don't know. I feel like I went from going for no animals to I'm surrounded by them, and I don't know which one to focus on. Okay, we got somebody out there. What are you? You're an adult female. See, I think there's a couple of wolves right in here. Going to see... Okay, so that's set for 40 by... Oh, boy. Don't like the jerk that I had there. Just for, like, trying to get a shot ready. Yeah, I'm on a... That's one thing that the train geometry seems to be pretty bad at for the game is... If you do go full crouch, or I shouldn't say crouch, full prone, it really will jerk your camera around. Like, as you're... Oh, hi. Oh, God, that... Oh, shit. Okay, that should have been a hit. I keep forgetting, it's not space, it's shift. Shift is to hold your breath. I don't know why I keep thinking it's space. Maybe it's because I'm so used to shift control for adjusting your... like your stance, like going up and down. I'm not used to... You shouldn't be... Actually, you know what? I'm going to change that right freaking now. Because the only thing I think I've used space for is jumping. That one. I don't care. Where's my hold breath? Here we go. No, you know what? No, I am going to change that back, actually, now I think about it. I'm getting confused with another game is the problem there. Yeah, because it's... You use all different kinds of control. Control will just switch you from stand to crouch, crouch to stand. It's holding it will change your other ones. I mean, I still don't really use jump all that much, but if I can correct that, I think I'll be okay. The thing I want to look at here... is that I'm fairly sure I got the shot off. Unless maybe I aimed too high because of how close it was. Okay, well, there is apparently a drink zone here. Truth be told, this zeroing system's a bit annoying to work with. Just because it feels like you have to... have the animal stop in a position for a bit before you're able to really take your shot. I have to figure out how far away it is, set 0 right, and then take it. Ooh. Okay, so I did hit it. See, I didn't think I did. Oh, but it does say the animal survived. But the good news is I am hearing calls here still. So at least I have a... Okay, it is a ways off, but I might be able to crouch and get a bit closer for a follow-up. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the wolves to come, like, from my back right up around like that. That caught me off guard, and again, like, screwing up with the, holding the breath. And it's exactly what I, like, messed up with the red deer, too. Okay, no, see, I don't think they should have been alerted if they're, like, 150 out, and I was crouch moving through the forest. Like, yeah, I would have been making a bit of noise, but I still feel like if I was standing upright, yeah, I could see them picking me up then. But just laying flat as I was... Well, not laying flat, but like crouched down and going slow. No, I still hear the jackals out behind me, but I'm going to keep on the wolves. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to spot the one that I have wounded that easily for a follow-up. I'd like to at least try. Okay, yeah, so now the call is calm. I wonder if that's, like, the really big difference with the slow walk is they tied it so if you're not slow walking, you make a much, much greater amount of noise. I keep hearing the little jackals, too. Like, okay, it is a ways off still. See, it's just her making a lot of sound. I haven't heard anything. I was going to say, I didn't hear anything else like that close. Oh, I can see her through the foliage. You guys might be able to as well. I just don't know... Oh, hang on. Taking a look... I can kind of... Oh, there she is, giving me a much better view. The problem is she went off behind that rock there. I don't know, again, who is wounded of them, but... Okay, so she's hanging right around here still. Oh, I'm an idiot. The top right there actually tells me distance. Okay, I feel like that should have been a fairly good hit. I'm just going to... Oh yeah, that was a good hit. She went down right up here. So now I'm going to snag her, then we'll end this episode off. I still got the jackals over there. But there might be more wolves. We'll see if this actually, like, registers as this mission being complete. It might... Although, again, I don't know, because it feels weird to say 80 meters or more. I thought it would be less. But it sounds like there's still the wolves in the area, so... I might be able to get another one next episode, but there does seem to be a little issue with any angle you're on the terrain. You will jerk a little bit as your player, as like the model tries to adjust to the terrain. Okay, so, hit further back than I intended, but it was able to take it down pretty quick, at least. Actually a mature female, so that actually probably would have been one of the best ones to take out from the hunt. No trophy rating on her, and I think that's because of, like, how the arrow landed in, like, the shot placement. But we'll sell that. No, it didn't register. Okay, so I guess it does have to be, like, distance-wise. But yeah, we'll end this episode of Way of the Hunter right here for today. Thank you all very much for joining me on this episode of the series. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to give it a like, and if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, be sure in the comments right down below. It really does feel like calling, I have to be more active than the animals, because once I started with, like, the jackal, we got the jackals, the wolves, who knows what else around us, so... Maybe I can try to get the one we wounded next episode, clean that mess up again, and then we'll be set to return to Nez Perce and try to put a little bit of the lessons I've learned back to practice. But thank you guys so much for watching. Until I do see you in the next video, Hunters and Survivors, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy hunting.